friends, let's start with design of machine elements 2, and the last unit is sliding contact bearing. It is very easy and there are 4 types of numerical primarily in this subject or in this chapter specifically. Let's see how they are distributed and how they are to be done. First of all, what is a bearing? As you all know, bearings are attached in shaft for their smooth rotation as well as for carrying and transmitting forces smoothly without any friction, losses or breakage of the component. So the sliding contact bearing, we have already studied roller contact bearing in the previous examination, and this is the elder brother of rolling contact bearing, that is sliding contact bearing. In this, there is a journal and a bearing casing. This journal is surrounded by a fluid, the oil, that is lubricant. When the shaft is not rotating, the journal is at rest and the fluid is constant. When the journal starts rotating with some speed, it applies thrust on the oil, which then pushes the journal. So when the journal starts rotating, the oil pushes the journal, and after a certain time this journal will be in the center rotating at the maximum speed surrounded by the oil or the fluid. So this is hydrodynamic bearing. Now let's see how to solve them. There are certain parameters, that D is for the journal diameter, L is for the length of the bearing. Okay, now let's start. What we were given was it can carry radial load of 3.2 kilonewton. I have converted it to 3200 newton. The speed of the journal was given 1490 rpm. We have converted it to rps because bearings are always calibrated in revolution per second, or life of the bearing is calculated in rps. Therefore 1490 divided by 60. I suggest you always calculate this and make a final answer, because in the calculation for further we get a lot of problems. Next, the journal diameter is given as 50 mm and the length is given as 50 mm. Radial clearance. The clearance is between the journal and the bearing. The clearance is given 0.05 mm. So you can imagine how small the clearance is and how finitely the bearings are made to work. Mu is given, that is the coefficient of friction, that is 25 centipoise. Now always remember, centipoise to poise and poise to Pascal, we have to convert in this manner. So centipoise to poise, 10 raised to minus 3, poise to Pascal, 10 raised to minus 3. So you get 25 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per meter square. That is mu. What we have to find? We have to find, so I beg your pardon my friends, this was the viscosity of the lubricant and not the coefficient of friction. It is denoted by nu and it is 25 centipoise. As we all know, mu has no unit. So this is the viscosity of the lubricant. So let's see what we have to find. We have to find out the coefficient of friction. Next, the minimum fluid film thickness, that is this thickness of the lubricant. Power lost in friction, as well as the supply or the supplying of lubricant to the bearing, and we have to find out the increase in temperature due to friction. Primarily we have to find out L by D ratio to see how much is the ratio. It will be always 1 or less than 1, greater than 1 or infinite. It can be 4. So we have been given L by D is equal to 50 on 50, that is 1. This is the obliquity ratio. Next we can find out the load per unit projected area. As we all know, what is a stress or this is load, that is force upon area. Force is the radial load, area is L into D. We can find out the load per unit area, 1.28 Newton per mm square. Next we have two parameters, that is L by D is equal to 1, and we find out load per unit area because we have to find out the Sommerfeld number. What is the Sommerfeld number? I'll tell you in the later part, but for now let's find the Sommerfeld number. R upon C whole bracket square, mu into speed upon the load projected. So we have R, we have clearance. R is to be found out from the journal diameter. Mu or the viscosity is given. Ns, that is the speed is given, and projected load we have already found out. So putting all the parameters as they were already converted, we get S is equal to 0.1212. So we have two parameters, L by D and Sommerfeld number. Next, you will be provided a table in the examination. It will be somewhat like this, which has all the parameters or all the factors considered while designing a bearing. We have L by D ratio, we have Sommerfeld number. Why we found out these two parameters is to select what all will be the corresponding values of other factors. For example, L by D was 1 and Sommerfeld number was 0.121. So we have to select this table for further calculation. From the table you can see that it has H0 by C. We have to find out H0, RC by F, Q, QS by Q and P max, that is power. And it has also epsilon, that is the eccentricity factor is given. So let's see what we have to do. L by D is 1, Sommerfeld is 0.121. Therefore we get H0 upon C is equal to 0.4. First we will be finding out RC into F, that is the coefficient of fluid friction. Next RC into F is equal to 3.22. Calculated from the table, we have R, that is 25, C, that is 0.05, and we have 3.22. Putting it in the calculator and equating it, we get F, that is coefficient of fluid friction, 0.0644. Next we have to calculate power lost in friction. Power lost in friction has a definite formula, 2 pi ns bracket FWR upon 10 raised to 6. Always remember, power is in kilowatt. No matter which subject you are dealing with in mechanical, power is always calculated in kilowatt. So 2 pi ns. Ns is 1490 divided by 60. For this purpose, I told you to convert it in the earlier part of the calculation because it will be easier to substitute the value into F. W is given R. So putting all the values in the equation and calculating it, we get power lost in friction is 0.08 kilowatt, which is a good thing. It is very small, but power losses should be considered while designing anything. Next we have to find out minimum oil film thickness, which is H0 by C is 0.4. We calculated it from the table. Next we have C and we have a 0.4. We can easily calculate H0, that is 0.02 mm. Next we have to find out Q. Q is the flow rate of the lubricant. So Q has a definite formula from the table. It is Q upon RC NSL. Q upon RC NSL. We got 4.33 from the table. The table values are the definite values which are used for equating. We have R, C, NS and L as well as 4.3. We can easily calculate Q. Now remember, all our values were in mm. No meter, no kilometer. It was in mm and the timing was in second because we converted speed into second. So this will be mm cube per second, that is the discharge. We have to convert this mm cube per second to liter per minute, which is a big step and many people are confused while solving this particular step in the numerical and they lose marks. I'll be trying to teach you how to convert it in the least difficult way. Let's see. From convert, the topmost will be meter, centimeter, mm. We have been given it in mm, so mm to centimeter and centimeter to meter. We have to convert it. It will be 10 raised to minus 3 once and 10 raised to minus 3 the other time. Total we will be getting 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So we got it in meter and into 60 will give us minute. Simple, 6720.52 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter into 60 minutes. So meter cube per minute. Remember, into 10 raised to minus 9 will give you meter. Next, for converting meter to liter, we have to simply multiply it by 1000 because 1 mm cube is equal to 1000 liter. So it is as simple as that. So the final answer can be calculated putting all the equation and values in the places in liter per minute. So fourth bit is solved. We have to find out the last, that is temperature rise. Temperature rise is power upon rho Q Cp into 10 raised to 3 because from kilowatt to watt. Next 2 pi ns. Ns is we known, F is known, W is known, that is the radial load, R is known. Rho we can assume as 860 for oil. Q is known, Cp can be assumed at 1.76 and 10 raised to 3 to convert it to watt. Putting all the equations, we get delta T is equal to 7.9027 degree Celsius. This is the temperature rise of the bearing. So this is the first type of numerical. From this we understood that it is a very simple numerical based on the table and their values. Let's see what the other numerical is. In this numerical, two dimensions are provided, that is the journal diameter and the bearing diameter. Let's see what is this is the journal, this is the bearing. We have been provided both the dimension. This has some upper limit and lower limit. This has some upper limit and lower limit due to the material. This is a solid thick material, therefore it has some dimension, that is tolerances. It is given 50 minus 0.08 minus 0.119, and for the bearing it is given plus 0.039. We have to calculate the clearance because we need C. We are not interested in these diameters, we are interested in the core diameter, that is C. How to find out C? First, calculate the average of this dimension, calculate the average of this dimension, and then subtract the larger one from the smaller one. It is pretty simple. Next, bearing length or diameter is given as 50 mm. Therefore, L by D is equal to 1. One step is solved. Speed is given 1500 rpm divided by 60 rps, and radial load is given 5000 Newton. Next, the roughness value are 3.2 and 0.8 microns. Assume it was made on a lathe machine or some other machine which has a roughness value of 3.2 and 0.8 grinding and cutting. So H0 is equal H0, the condition was given for the fluid film thickness was it is 6 times the sum of roughness values. So this sum and into 6 will give us the H0 value. We have to find out quality and quantity of lubricant. What do you mean by quality? Quality is the viscosity of the lubricant, or what we call as nu, and quantity will be Q. Let's start with the solution. So we have D, that is the first one, that is a bearing one. 50 plus 0.039 plus 0.00 because the lower tolerance is not given divided by 2. It will give us 50.0195 mm. Second, for the journal we can calculate again and we can find out 49.9005 mm. The clearance will be larger one minus smaller one. So clearance is 0.0595 mm. Now we have two factors, L by D and C. Also we can find out H, that is 6 into 3.2 plus 0.8. This is micron. This is micron. So we will be getting the answer in micron. We have to convert it to meter. So micron is 10 raised to minus 3 meter. I'm so sorry, we have to convert it into mm. Therefore mu m will be 10 raised to minus 3 mm, and into 10 raised to minus 3 will give us meter, but we have to keep it in mm. So 24 into 10 raised to minus 3 mm. H0 by C is 24 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon 0.0595, which is equal to 0.4, and L by D is known, which is equal to 1. Again, taking both these values into consideration and finding out from the table, L by D is equal to 1, H0 by is equal to 0.4. We have to again use all the same values and calculate the remaining values. Remaining values are 2. We have to find out Q and we have to find out mu. So we get mu in the Sommerfeld number and we get Q from the regular formula. Let's see how to solve. Again, for the Sommerfeld number we need load W upon L into D, which can be calculated easily, Newton per mm square. Again we have R, we have C, mu is to be found out, NS we have, that is RPS, and P we just found out, and we can get Sommerfeld number from the table 0.121. Putting all the values in the equation we get mu. Directly put the values as they are in the calculator, you will have no problem solving them, or else calculate term by term, that is 25 divided by 0.595 square. Okay, and then calculate this keeping mu unknown. Take this value on the left hand side and then equate it. You can get mu, or else you can put it directly. So you get mu is equal to 54.83 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton per mm square. Remember, it is always Newton per mm square. You can keep it as it is, or you can convert it to centipoise if it is ours. So converting it to centipoise will be 54.83 centipoise directly. Next we have to find out the flow rate of the lubricant, that is Q. We have the direct formula Q upon RC, speed into L, which is equal to 4.33. R is known, C is known, N is known, L 4.33. We can get Q in mm cube per second. Converting it to meter and minute will be 10 raised to minus 9 into 60, and converting it to liter will be into 1000. So we get the final answer as 0.4931 liter per minute. So these are the two types of numerical from sliding contact bearing. There are more types of numerical which will be coming in the next video. Keep subscribing, and if you have any queries, do comment. I'll try to solve them as fast as possible. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.